Welcome, Dave, to the third seat in today's podcast. Lee, looks like you have something special for us with the brother and the firefighter logo on it. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, well, we talked about this in our last show when we were together. This is actually the bottle.
Okay.
It finally came in. The family, Dettling, big thank you to the Dettling family. They were all hands on deck on this. Seth, Samuel, Vicky, you guys really, everybody appreciates what you did. It's not gone unnoticed. So this was pushed out. You know, they do the barrel picks, and then they have to obviously supply ABC, and they hustled this close to 200 bottle barrel pick situation like pretty fast. Yeah, that's not easy to put into between your main duties, but it came. And I've been saving it for you guys.
Thanks.
You sampled, I think, a single barrel a while ago, right, at your house?
Yes, me and
I think you've only had a single barrel.
Correct.
That's
one.
We brought you back a bottle and bond. You just haven't opened it yet.
I do have it.
Yeah.
Just saving it for the right moment, but yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be probably next level to the single barrel you had.
I'm excited.
So what are we looking at for this?
You are looking at 56 months, 116 proof. It is your 6-grain Dettling mash bill. Ratios are secret. This one, when we went out there, the barrel pick, it was mostly made up of enthusiasts, but FD, fire department guys, fire guys, and then I was only Leo. So we went out there and Seth showed us around, like you can see here, if you haven't seen how their distillery is. That's the spot. That's where it's made. Showed us around, took us to the rickhouses, and we end up picking this barrel in rickhouse 1. Okay?
So it got to be a group decision with everybody, kind of a vote.
Yep. Yeah, so rickhouse 2 and 3, they have barrels aging that are going to be there a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so you kind of got to go to 1 right now if you're going to do a barrel pick. And that's another thing is that's people can organize barrel picks with the Dettlings.
Okay.
And you're probably going to go to 1 right now because that's where the stuff that's ready is going to be displayed. So this one, you can't tell from the photo, but this is this is the opposite. This is the other corner of the magic corner that is known within the Dettling enthusiast world. Magic corner, a lot of the bottle and bond comes from.
Does it? The sweet spot.
Yeah, the hot corner. This is the second hot corner. So yeah, we picked. It was between Seth and Samuel picking out what we were going to sample, and this one, there was some along the road.
How many did you get to sample?
Four.
Ones.
Yeah, I'll show you here. Look at the visuals on this.
Okay, those were the 4 there.
Yeah, and it wasn't. Don't worry about the numbers on it. It was literally just 1 through 4. So that was actually one sample, 2 sample, 3 sample, 4 sample. And
out of those, which one did you guys pick?
We picked. That is a good question. I believe we picked 3. Gosh, that's a good question.
Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, that one. What did we pick?
Need some help there, Greg?
You weren't lying when you said this wax could be a little temperamental.
I saw you pull the knife out there for a little help.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm gonna check our. Man, that took when we did the gold top. You gave me a hard time.
Yeah, it's definitely making me work for it today.
Don't want it to be too easy on you, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I think I'm gonna bring it down a little bit and cut. Looking at the other bottle up there.
Yeah, the bottom's grabbing.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Maybe.
Safety first.
Safety third. There we go.
How did you ever stumble onto Dettling? Because it's obviously not a super known place, or
No.
you don't see the bottles around everywhere.
No, it was when we first started the show. I wanted to find somebody while I was traveling to Alabama, and I reached out to the site, got a response from Seth, and did my trip. He said, "Yeah, come on over." Set the gear up.
Here we
and
go.
had an awesome interview.
Woo-hoo. Success.
Victory. Yeah, so you're not
So
reaching.
don't
Yeah.
pour it all over the table. Here's these.
Thank you.
It's nice and dark.
Oh
See
yeah,
that?
man. Well, what's it? What'd I say? 56 months.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Which barrel?
Yeah. Which pour?
What pick you guys had?
I think you picked three
I think
that
we
last
picked
time.
3. Could have sworn it was 3.
Yeah.
That is a good question, Dave.
So how many?
You wouldn't have to say in the bottle, would it? No. Probably
No.
not.
So there was what, 200 bottles?
Yeah, out of that barrel, it made about 200 bottles, and
How many we got left?
8.
8.
There's 8 left. About so when this pops out, this show comes out, there might be a little less.
How do you get one?
All right, so currently we're down to the last few, right? And the process that we had stated in the previous show is different. So basically, all you do is reach out to Jake, who organized this whole thing. He's Mossy Cypress Customs. Let me get this right. Actually, I want to be able to tell you guys what pour.
Yeah, it's from 8 bottles left if you're interested.
Might have to refer back to our other episode on
Oh, the
when we were
beer
talking about the. But she smells good.
Oh yeah, man!
Yeah, there's your glass.
Look how dark that is.
It is.
beautiful looking.
See, I didn't get the tobacco, that burnt tobacco, until they brought it up to me.
You get the Dettling chocolate
For sure.
right
That's one of the
right
first
on
things.
the right on the front.
That's kind of what they're known for, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of that chocolate signature.
Yeah.
For the proof, it's not really, doesn't come off hot, too hot.
No, 116. So you can see this first pour. See the color?
Oh, yeah.
That one was unique, and it had a little bit of citrus on it.
Was that in a different part of the rickhouse then? Or
Yep.
just by that maturing,
And-
looks like it's different.
I don't know what we did. I didn't study the barrels, because that was the whole thing. Is as they were thieving, nobody was watching. It wasn't. You couldn't. They didn't want the pick to be where you were kind of. Oh, I like that corner. I'm definitely gonna like that.
Gotcha.
So some came along the row, some came along the center. There was two on the ends in that corner. There was two from that corner. And I personally fell in love with four. Four on my corner of the porch where we're hanging out doing this sampling. Four, we were all in the same accord of we loved four. Four was just, it was unique.
Yeah.
But we needed to do like it was explained like this is not just an enthusiast thing. It needs to be for new bourbon guys too.
So not just my total personal
Yeah.
pick. You want to
Yeah.
pick something that other people are going to,
Yeah,
more people enjoy.
yeah. So
It was barrel number 3.
Yeah, it
that
was
he just
3.
responded to.
Yep. So we did get 3. I should have known because I mean you can see the color. So two was a very, you know, Dettling-esque a bourbon, okay? And that would have been fine if you didn't want to go lean away from just Dettling and then get a little enthusiast side of it. So 3 ended up being a combination of enthusiast and a new person. Now this is, I mean, a new person getting this is just, they're going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to, if this doesn't blow their socks off, nothing's going to make them happy. But 4 had its unique, I don't know what was going on with 4. It was just wild. I personally, if I could have bought the barrel, I would have bought that barrel. It was just to die for.
Or at least left with a couple of bottles if you could.
Oh, and I bet the next barrel pick team that came through, 4's gone. There's no way that barrel's still there. Yeah, so this is, you can see the details of this barrel here. What does it say? It was heavy toast. Is it number 3 char, right?
Yep, number 3 char, heavy
Yeah.
toast.
So it's a Kelvin cooperage barrel. When we were all done in unison, we all signed it. My sloppy handwriting here, gosh.
You can kind of read it.
Yeah. Jake did his Mossy Cypress custom, so in nice and big. He organized this thing. I mean, so yeah, you go. It's IG's at Mossy Cypress Customs. Hit him up. He will direct you on the process of getting one of these last 8.
Because going back to it, this supports the volunteer fire department.
Yep. Little Rock Fire Department. Yep.
And
For the local community there.
Yep. There's a bunch in the local, so everybody kind of has to chip in. You have a jurisdiction, but some will show up to somebody else's because they kind of share. They kind of all know what's going on because they all carry radios. Literally, when we were there, you know, Seth's carrying his radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's in one of those.
So they'll kind of carry that burden of taking care of each other. In the
24/7, man. Like they almost got called because Samuel does this with his dad. So it's Seth and Samuel, even Vicky. All 3 of them have literally responded to something burning down.
So the neighbors taking care of each other.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Barns are burning down, like dilapidated stuff, but you got to stop it so it doesn't, you know, take down something of value. But they almost got called out because Seth has a couple fire trucks. He's got a couple fire trucks on scene for just for the distillery.
He's got what, 3 now?
He's got 2.
2? Okay.
He's got 2. So here's the grill on one of them, right? They did this this cool artistic photo after it was all chosen, said and done, and the red wax came in. These beads. Sometimes it's different fashions of how they get their wax, but that's through wax. Vicky does all the dipping in of the wax.
Well, she did good sealing this bottle up because it took me a hot minute to get it open.
That is,
yeah, she does her job well, that's for sure.
That is the fun of.
So tell us about
Tell
us about those fire hydrants right there.
Okay.
Or the extinguishers.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
cool.
So these are custom made by a gentleman here. Almost Heaven Customs on IG at Almost Heaven Customs. These, one of, not these 2, but there is a third one. So these are spoken for, but there is one. So everybody who gets a bottle, okay,
Of this.
who donates, you do the
Donates to one of these
donation
purchases.
you donate, you get this limited edition bottle as your gift, and that every bottle you buy gives you an entry into a raffle for the 3rd one of this custom fire extinguisher.
Okay.
If you bought 3 bottles, which was the max, you have 3 entries into the raffle. So somebody is going to win an identical one to this when this is over with. And that's why the sooner all 8 are sold, the sooner the raffle hits and you know who wins this. And you can see here, what's this? Our barrel was, what does it say? There's a number right there.
427.
427. So our barrel, this barrel is barrel 427. Now, Dettling is way into the thousands. It's just that thing's been sitting there 56 months, right? Here's the team, actually. None of our barrels came from this right side. One came from the back side of this center row. But here's Jake right here at the top. He's the organizer. You got Seth. I don't see Samuel in there, but that was the team. Mostly fire guys. I don't know if some of them weren't, but actually there was a couple. There was this guy right here on the left. He and I totally agreed on. We were in love with that 4 pour. Totally in love with that 4th pour. So Jake's done the human trafficking awareness. That was his charity pick before the fire one.
So it looks like they do something different every year where they.
Yeah. Now this human trafficking one, whoever was smart enough to enter and buy that and donate, that bottle, like I told Greg on the last show, that bottle is like a sister barrel to the gold top.
To the gold one, gotcha.
That's just to die for too. So that was a massive score on that, whoever did that. But you can see here, this is us. Here's Jake evaluating colors and stuff here.
So open up that fire.
Yeah,
fire
that
extinguisher
one.
there.
The center one?
The blue one.
Yeah, just
The blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
What
a
is
bottle
this?
fit inside there?
Yep.
They're Dettling bottles?
Yep, bottles fits in there. I guess it's illuminated.
Yeah, maybe an LED on the bottom of it.
What's going on
Oh,
there?
I remember in them early pictures, looks like they had a bag of crystals in there. So looks like it is illuminated.
So the crystals spread out the light. Yeah, Alabama bourbon. There's the sticker, a logo. You got Dettling. So that's a real extinguisher. The guy guts them, cuts them, paints them, beautifies them.
They look clean.
Yeah, it's a smart idea. Look when it's even. Oh, you got different colors. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he switches out what's on the bottom, the little set it down there and turn it on, and
Maybe have the ability to change the LED colors. Or...
yeah. But they did some cool glamour photos, as I call them, for these. This is Seth's rig.
Is that his hat?
I don't know. Probably is probably the real one he responds to, right?
If I had a fire truck, I'd probably have one.
Yeah, if you have a fire truck, you gotta have a helmet.
If it didn't come with it, I'm buying one.
Yeah, and a hose, because all the firefighters got to play with their hose.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, episode 19. We're gonna follow the 19 up, even though we have other shows in the queue. But due to the importance of getting these last 8 sold, let people win their, custom extinguisher, and But that day, like I asked the team earlier, I wanted to recap, and the weather was awesome that day. It was a perfect barrel pick time. Anybody can basically schedule, if you're in the market, you can schedule
A visit
a barrel pick.
Oh,
barrel
can you?
pick. Yeah, you're coming for barrel picks. Only you got to be in the business for a barrel pick.
Okay.
I don't know how. I think to me, like when Seth and Samuel and Vicky are running like a barrel pick day, it's kind of like a break because, they're hustling in the distillery and bottling and waxing and shipping and the books and the everything you got to do to just.
So they're still real hands-on over on the business every day.
It's like a running a farm.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine.
It sounds like a labor of love.
Yeah,
It needs to keep going. But with this bottle, you described it as kind of a good entry-level bottle. It's nice. It's warm. It has the dark. It has the chocolate and a little bit of, I would say probably cinnamon on the back to finish.
Jake's notes were he sampled a lot of Dettling. He picks up on some dark chocolate, some cherry cola.
Okay.
And the nose, pipe tobacco, dusty oak, warehouse, dark fruits, your stone fruits, your apricot, cherry, raisin, but it's complex and smooth.
Yeah. It's a good bottle. It's a good barrel.
For that proof, it's not super hot on the back end. You get a little heat, but nothing.
I mean, your first bourbon pour wasn't this amazing. I mean, I know mine wasn't.
No.
No. Oh.
Please.
Mint some Jack Daniels or
Oh
some
my
SoCo
God.
or
Oh, SoCo, man. I can't do SoCo.
not anymore.
That's brutal stuff. Good luck to those that can, but that's just not my jam.
Going back to the teens and the
Yeah.
20s, it's like, oh, what you got? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, we were all there once.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but this
No, this is good.
it's go for a good cause.
Yeah, because those guys, man, those volunteer units, they don't really have a budget. I was talking to them after the barrel pick team left. We hung out for another hour or so, and like the municipalities, they don't really focus on making sure they have money. Like, it's insane. So let's say all the volunteers said, "I'm not responding." You're not gonna have everybody putting out fires.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Seth's having to support and do his unit. I mean, they go out. Seth and Samuel spent like, I think, almost 2 days. What they did was they went out on their own and they weed whacked every hydrant in their district so it was visible again.
Yeah, so
You couldn't even see them. It was all grown over.
Yeah, so they drive down the road and have no idea that it's even there.
Yeah. No, so they had a map and they went and weed whacked and pulled and trimmed everything, and then re-lubed all the caps so they actually open when you need them to open,
Yeah.
to hook a hose up to. They did that on their own. Yeah.
It's definitely a dedication of love.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it shows in the bourbon too, because
Right.
8 bottles left, maybe a little less. Especially, I'm thinking about sending them. So how do you? You said you go and
Yeah. Hit Jake up at Mossy Cypress Customs. We'll have it.
Have a link.
Go to his IG. You're not on IG, like, I don't know what to tell you. Use someone else's IG, but it's all about validation. Like, that's the whole thing. Going through social media, people say I don't have that. Well, it's a validation process. It shows legitimacy. I mean, that's why we use certain profiles. Anybody can have a fake email and do whatever, but hit him up on there. He'll give you the right contact information. It's moved into a different authentication factor process of these last 8. We're not doing the original situation, but just go there, send him a DM. He'll get you squared away, and you got to send a check, and it goes to the donation.
Yeah, you get a good bottle. It's a great cause.
God,
Win-win.
then you get a chance to win the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
So
Yeah.
it'd be a nice little display. Yeah, it's a good bottle. I appreciate their time and labor that went into this, and then you guys going up there and being a part of the pick.
Good choice.
Anytime you say, "Hey, I got some Dettling," I look forward to the chocolatey aromas and the nice deep dark amber colors of what they produce.
And that's what's cool with them is they kind of got that little thing that they do where you don't see it too often anywhere else.
No, so yeah, the best way to get anything from the Dettling line is your ABCs in Alabama or the surrounding areas that are going to carry Dettling. It's still, us locals here down in, middle of Florida, we're not going to score these in our store,
Yeah, I've never seen that on the shelf
No.
here locally.
but it is worth the drive to even like go to Mobile or
We see it in the Panhandle at all? It's just still
it's in
mainly
the
Alabama.
Panhandle. Yeah. The last time I asked where like a good score could be is like Mobile, that area. But if you're going into Mobile, you're damn near close to Atmore anyways. You could just go to the Atmore ABC.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it still is a unicorn. I mean, and that's fine. It's a good secret.
I have some friends that might be driving out west here in the near future, so I might have
Make
to
'em
swing
go
by-
through
make them go through there and
Mobile.
grab a
And
bottle
we're
for
coming
me.
south. We're coming south from Indiana, so July 4th.
Oh, that weekend.
So I think we jig-jag through Alabama, but not sure if we're going to cut through Mobile.
Gotcha.
I know my trip up is going to be food bypassing.
Because you're going out east, right, more towards the
Yeah, we're
Carolinas.
going to go to Carolinas for some food and then come up and go through Tennessee and Kentucky and then meet you guys in Indiana.
Yeah.
You could and also
And pick me up from the airport. Don't forget that part.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
bring your wallet too so you make it from the airport.
Just on a side note, we went on a trip one year and we got to the airport in Tampa or St. Pete, and we're getting out of the vehicle and I realized I forgot my wallet.
Ooh.
So
His validation process from the TSA was very thorough.
You actually boarded?
yeah, so if it is possible to still board the plane, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to drive home.
Yeah.
And like rent a car and catch up with everybody. But yeah, you have to go through a much deeper TSA process, a little bit deeper search, a little bit more personal
Some
of a
DNA?
search. Yeah, they do require no.
It was very personal.
But yeah, then you have all these questions, and they finally let me on, and then it cost me about $250 to get my wallet kind of overnighted to me, because it's just in a random place where there's not a lot of UPS locations. So, lesson learned: if anybody's listening out there, you can get on a plane, but prepared to be searched a little extra.
A little extra personal attention. Yeah. But-
yeah, make a note and have your checklist. You don't leave the house.
Yeah, I thought there's no chance I was getting on that plane.
I hadn't heard. Yeah, I never heard anybody able to do that.
So we're gonna be making on our way back. We're gonna be stopping at some bourbon places, some distilleries, and hopefully, we'll see. Because you never know who's gonna be there, meet greet, which bottles are gonna be out. But
True.
Hey,
Maybe.
are you're hoping to get that 18 or 20 that the Beam put out or something?
I'm hoping to get anything good.
You're gonna hit Beam though to see if they
Yeah,
have it.
we always hit
Good.
Beam, Buffalo Trace,
Good.
swing by Whiskey Thief.
At least got to pop in while you're in the neighborhood. It's not right around the corner for us. So while you're there,
Yeah, as you're traveling, you gotta travel. But the trip ups are food, so we're gonna go to South Carolina for some low country food, and then over to Tennessee, up through Kentucky. So why not? It's only gas money.
yeah.
Are you taking the SUV?
Yeah.
Have a lot of the room for the bourbon.
Oh, and then Dave and Lisa when we're coming back.
Yeah, we're flying up and then we're riding back with them.
Are you? Gotcha. Okay, that's gonna be fun.
So
Yeah.
it'll be an adventure.
Oh yeah, I'm jealous.
So you have to make it to Whiskey Thief with us.
I know, man.
So
I just do
I know.
3 or 4 days in general and visit some places.
yeah.
Yeah. You guys are gonna be like, well, by the time I get to go with you, you're already experts, but then you'll have it just like all just so fine tuned. I will waste not a minute. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, it's
Maximize your time.
Yeah.
and yet we go there every time we're in Kentucky, but they're all different barrels. Just like when you go to Dettling, you try different barrels. It's that small experience that is different every time.
Yeah.
Sounds like Dettling offers kind of that same experience. from
Oh,
what you're
bourbon's
telling us.
rotating. Bourbon's an amazing thing every season, and every change in temperature that's different than last year, and your chars and your barrels and your woods, and even the trees being made in the barrels aren't the same of the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a complete. Everything is unique.
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Yeah. And then, with Dettling, where do they source their corn from? Do you know? Is it all local?
It is where the corn is from.
Yeah, like Alabama corn.
The corn location, don't know. I can just tell you that it's human grade. So everything Seth is going to distill with is human grade. It will not be for livestock. He's in the beginning, early days. He experimented with livestock quality like all the other companies are using. It's okay for cows, so that's what they're giving us.
Right.
Not him. He did that. He tried that. He tried the livestock quality grains.
Didn't
All
work.
the human grain. Yeah, his rye is just top quality rye from Canada. The rest, his corn. He stores his own corn.
Okay.
He's got a relationship with a local ranch, or not a ranch,
Farm.
farm.
Or
What do you
a grain silo.
Yeah, so he's got a silo that he keeps his corn in, and he goes out there and he has to deal with in our first interview, he talks about the weevils and the weird little creatures that he has to struggle with.
You're checking quality. You're checking the dryness of it.
Yep.
You're making sure the infestation.
Yep.
And if it makes the levels that you're looking for, then it moves to production.
How long have they been around, Dettling?
Well, they're the first and the oldest
They're the first in Alabama, right?
in Alabama.
Well, Yes. So he laid down the first barrel legally in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
And the first barrel is still in that first center row, close to, in Rickhouse 1, close to actually where one of our samples came from. But he has barrel 1 for the state.
And
Okay.
it hasn't been tapped, so it's still full. It's just sitting there.
It's evap. I mean,
I'm saying I couldn't imagine much is left in there at this
it's
juncture.
evapped. I mean, he won't even. He's not going to share it with anybody. It's his first experimental.
It's probably kind of his baby in a
Who
way.
knows
you
how?
think?
Yeah, it's never going to move. It's right there. It's actually like a historical monument in that center
Yeah,
row.
it's like that first dollar when you make in a
Yeah,
restaurant,
right. It's
you know,
sitting
or
there.
a business. It's taped up on the wall, but this barrel's
barrel 1 for the state.
Yeah, so they've been around too long then if they're the first in Alabama, I would think.
No, so I want to say, okay, so green label, which is not on production. You can see the green. We have a green label. You won't ever see one of those again.
And that's a 2-year.
That's a 2-year. That's what got the wheels rolling. So I had my first green label. I think it was in 2019. So I want to say somewhere 2015-ish. I think he's coming up on his 10th year.
Okay.
If I have it right.
It's about 10 years now.
Yeah, if I have it right, because 2-year, yeah, right. If I had it in,
yeah, give or take.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not letting anything out under 4.
Good.
Not happening anymore.
Good.
I mean, obviously the bond, we were following the 4. We have to. Even the bond goes a little past 4.
Yeah.
They go out when their palate says they're going to go out. It's not a machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rush to get
That
it
hit
on the
4.
market.
Yeah, that row hit 4. Get them out of here. It doesn't work that way. Till it hits the palate properly, then it leaves. Because he has ryes that are. I had his rye at 3-year, and it was like in episode, or the second interview, not episode 2, but the second interview with Seth. We had that rye at 3-year.
Was it
Oh
hot?
my God!
Was it hot?
No, it was
No,
just
I thought it'd
perfect.
been hot too. No,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It was just perfect. It was exactly what he dreamed of. He has a rye concept in his head because he travels. He's been to where you guys have been, and he knows the high end ryes and what they should taste like. That little mint. And when he told me this mint, I didn't understand. And then I sampled it. It's got this mint chocolate. It's got the Dettling chocolate flavor, but his 3 whatever under 4-year rye, but it's not going out the door until it hits like 5 or 6. It's just not. And like Rickhouse, I think 2 I believe 2 has a majority of that rye. It is bonkers. It is gonna be gone.
So what you're saying is we have a lot more good Dettling to try.
On the way.
My God. Oh God, yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
The rye, you guys, we don't sit here and talk about ryes a lot, but that rye will be,
good.
yeah. You will do a trip to that state to score that rye if it's not gone before it even hits.
Obviously, you drink it neat. Would you ever use it in an
Oh.
old fashioned or anything like
Oh
that?
my,
No.
I don't. That it might be a sin.
That's what I was asking.
I've never done a thing with any Dettling past
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
Not even the 2-year. I've never drank anything Dettling past. But you know what the thing about Seth is? He loves the bottle kills. He wants to see you just drink it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thinks it's crazy that we're putting it in our closets and saving our second bottle that, is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Drink it, kill it, bottle kills, finish it. Loves that. Loves it.
Yeah. I live on it's like, hey, let's pick this up. And,
You're a lot like that.
we don't have to open it today, but,
You're not afraid to.
If you guys come over and say, hey, what do you think about this? I don't know. I got another bottle of it back here. Let's go open it and try it.
Yeah.
Got a lot of bottles, but I'm not afraid to, open it
Pop
up
'em
and,
open.
let's make a cheeseburger and drink some bourbon. And this
There's
definitely-
probably what 3 in your house that are saved for special occasions when the boy turns a certain age, and
Yeah.
you have very few that you're not willing to actually do something with. Very few.
pretty much
Very
every
few.
Yeah.
pretty much every bottle except Christopher's bottle, until he turns 21 and he's like, Daddy, I don't think I want to drink. I'm like, well, I'll open it. It'll be here.
I'll be there with you.
You know.
One way or another, 21. I'm opening it.
We'll be there. We'll be there with
Exactly.
it. Christopher, can I have your pour? Yeah, I don't drink. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, when I told the guys at Jim Beam what I was doing, they're like, "Here's my number. Can you give me a call? I want to come and I want to
Really?
taste it." Yeah,
That'd be
No
cool.
way.
yeah,
That's cool.
So, and it'll come a time and day for your bottle also.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Looks
Dude,
pretty
that-
in that case, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you haven't touched yours.
I have not.
Absolutely not.
It's so hard to find. And
Yeah. I've never seen it again.
no, and that's the one day I listen to my wife. Hey, they got these on the shelf. Should I get some more? No, we don't need them. Okay. Hey guys, they got these.
Next to know, me and Lee are
That
out
was
there
some
30
big.
minutes later.
That was some big regrets. She really regretted that.
See what happens when you listen to your wife,
Yeah,
Greg.
yeah. Dave came over. He's like, "Hey, thanks for telling Greg not to buy it. You know this is selling for this. How come you listened to me and didn't buy it or bought it?" I'm like, "Oh well, you know."
Well, Dave was a
Lesson
smart
learned.
one. He got the one that didn't have the crack. Well, I'm hiding mine good, but yours has a perfect box.
Yeah, your wood's a little beat up.
Oh yeah, wood's been
been
beat
around the
up,
corner.
man.
Yeah,
Dude, this is so, as it sits out like, oh my god, is it so
is
amazing?
yeah. I finished mine. Had to get another pour.
Because I asked Jake today. I go, hey, so he got his and he opened one of his already, and I go, is it reminiscent of that day when we picked number 3? And he goes, yeah man. And even Seth's like, you guys, if you like it now, when it goes and sits in the holding tank or whatever, the vat or whatever, the square thing he keeps it in, and it airs out, he goes, even if you like it now, you're going to really like it. And it is true. It actually has more chocolate. It has more smooth. Because remember now, there's a little bit of oat. So he puts one of his 6 is
there.
oat, and that gives it that creamier aspect to it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It is
I enjoy
amazing.
it. That's what's cool from what you're saying about Dettling being 10 years. Like a lot of newer bourbon places like that don't start and create their own bourbon. They source barrels and then they mix. So it's kind of cool that kind of that labor of love. They really want to do their own thing.
Yeah, if you get to do a barrel pick, he's going to go, and it's going to be like a full tour. You're going to start at the distillery. There's a lot going on over here that's in the shadows. He's been very creative with how all these items here under that open area work. Very, very scientific. And for that to where it came from, of just experimenting with non-human, consumption grains to human consumption grains, to learning what to do with, cutting the bad alcohols out. It is very, very cool. It's actually a lot to consume, and I still don't grasp it all. I really don't, because you'd have to obviously watch it and see it happen. But you have you got the grain situation over here, and you got some vats over here, and you got your still over here. And
Yeah, what kind of still is that?
that is your see, it's kind of shaped like his bottle, actually.
Okay,
A little bit, yeah. You
Yeah.
mentioned it.
hard to tell with the
Yep.
shadows.
Yeah, when we were there, there was 2 holding vats that had rye juice in, or one had rye juice, like White Dog, just
Yep.
Yeah.
rye White Dog. It was about to go. That was going to leave there, and it was going to go into so many barrels and sit for 6 years. And we actually tasted that White Dog, and for it to have actually, it was still sweet. It was actually a little bit sweet.
Oh, wow.
Because it's human grade rye, and he'll give you some rye, actually some of his real rye, and you can actually pop some rye, and it gives you this, it makes your brain work of, okay, that's where that's coming from. That's where that grain gets those flavor profiles.
For showing up to do, sorry, excuse me. To show up to do them barrel picks, is it something where you have to call ahead of time, or
Oh,
do
yeah.
they do?
Yeah, you can, like, he posted on their IG how, barrel pick scheduling is open.
Okay.
You know,
So it'll
do
be
it
on
while you
Instagram,
can.
So you can look there
Yep.
and kind of get an idea when they might have
Yep.
availability. Okay.
Yep, they'll respond if you are in the business, because there's been some influencers on the bourbon world, bourbon influencer. They've, some have gone and have done barrel picks, and they'll be out on their own, whatever platform they do. But there is a liquor store. They're in the north. I think it's Angels something. They have done a few barrel picks and been smart about it, and they just kill it with moving Dettling bottles up there. Yeah, that's, and other things, I don't know. I mean, there's real privateers too. I mean, there's people that have come to try to scoop up a lot of his stuff, and he'll just go, no, it's not going to happen. It's not ready to go.
Yeah.
It's not going.
We get it.
Yeah, look at the whiskey mold. Mm-hmm. All the rickhouses are black, but he says that if the black wasn't there, you'd see the whiskey mold. It's pretty wild. The rickhouse one is just covered in whiskey mold. The porch, behind us here, all whiskey mold. Everything's black. Smells. You walk in rickhouse one, and it's just smells so amazing. The aroma of this building is crazy. He says it never gets old. It's just amazing.
Oh, when you do what you love, you love what you
love.
do, and you make bourbon and get to try it.
Yep. It was a good time. Yeah, if there's another one, and maybe there'll be another charity pick that Jake wants a pickers team, and hopefully get to
Yeah,
go
so
back.
they've done a couple now. Maybe they'll do another one at some point.
Yeah, he's got another one coming up. Actually, Seth, I don't know who's going to organize it, but there is a charity for the local, almost equal to our, where the dogs, the stray dogs.
Oh, the SPCA.
Gotcha.
Yes. What's our one off of Bee Ridge though? It's
Humane Society.
Yeah, it's like a Humane
Gotcha.
Society pick.
Is it a local place? Or
Yeah,
I know
they-
there's a Satchels off like Clark as well.
yeah, I don't know if
smaller place.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the same in every state, but they have an organization similar, like I guess our Sarasota Humane Society, that's going to be. He wants to work with. Because
Okay.
I didn't see it. I only been in the city, the little city, and I've obviously been in the the woods where they're at. But I guess they do have a very big stray problem that needs to be approached and made aware of. So that'll be good. This was that's a good shot. All the red tops.
Yep.
Yeah, Vicky just dips them all, man, and does that wrap, and I think it's cool.
Well, Lee, thank you.
Stick on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Thanks for grabbing
Yeah,
it.
thanks for
sharing it with us today. Dave, thanks for joining us. And
Thanks for having me, man. It's
Gotta
been a
do it again.
pleasure.
like always, Gene, thank you for your input.
Sorry for taking your
And,
chair today,
yeah.
Gene.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it was actually Gene who brought it to my attention. There was only like 8 bottles left. I was like, man, he's plugged in, but he's got to get a better phone.
What was that, Samsung?
It's an old Samsung. It's
Oh,
like an S20.
jeez.
I go,
Surprised he doesn't have a flip
what's
phone.
he doing with an S20?
Wait a second. I might have an S20.
I don't know when I don't know when he departed, so he might have left with a flip phone.
Awesome. It's
Thanks,
been
guys.
good.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
It's been delicious.
Oh, it's so good.